Okay, so what if you could actually clone your very best salesperson? I mean, really think about that. Well, this is the story of how one company pretty much did just that, finding a way to turn every single one of their agents into a top performer.
You know the feeling, right? We've all been there. You're in a really high-stakes client meeting, everything's going great, the momentum is building, and then, bam! The client asks a really specific, tough question about a policy detail or their history, and the agent just freezes. You can almost feel the silence as they're frantically trying to find the answer. That connection, that rapport you built, it just evaporates. And that one awkward pause, it costs so much more than you think.
So, for one major life insurance provider, this wasn't just a one-off thing. It wasn't an occasional bad meeting. It was happening all the time. It was a systemic problem. And those awkward pauses, they were just the tip of the iceberg, creating this massive ripple effect across the entire business.
And here's where it gets really damaging. All of these consequences, they don't just happen in isolation. They actually feed into each other, creating this vicious cycle. An agent can't find an answer, so the customer experience tanks. That means you miss a perfect chance to upsell or even just build a stronger relationship. And over time, the team's confidence, it just gets eroded, which basically locks in a pattern of underperformance.
But this is the turning point in the story. This is where things get good. Instead of just trying to put a Band-Aid on the old process, the leadership team took a step back and asked a much bigger, much better question. What if they could flip that moment of hesitation into a moment of, brilliance? Their vision was to give every single agent an intelligent partner. And that was the big idea. What if every agent had an expert partner right there in their pocket, ready to go anytime, anywhere? The goal here wasn't just about getting answers faster. No, it was way bigger than that. It was about totally changing the whole dynamic of the sales conversation, turning every agent into that trusted, super knowledgeable advisor right in the moment.
And so, that vision, it became a real thing. They built a true AI-powered sales assistant. And I'm not talking about just another app or some clunky piece of software. This was designed to be a genuine collaborator, something that works right alongside the agent, totally in the flow of a real conversation.
So how does this thing actually work in a meeting? Well, it's pretty incredible. The agent can just ask a question, using normal, everyday language. Instantly, the AI digs through all the policy docs, all the customer history, and pulls out the exact answer. But, and this is the killer part, it doesn't just stop there. It then proactively suggests personalized upsells or cross-sells for that specific customer. And it's all plugged in securely to their CRM and databases so the data is always live and reliable. It's the seamless, perfect flow of information and insight right when you need it.
All right, so the big question, did it actually work? Oh yeah. The impact wasn't just noticeable, it was immediate, and it was profound. It changed the numbers, for sure, but it also changed the entire culture of the sales team.
Okay, get this. A 65% reduction in the time it took to answer customer questions during a meeting. Just think about what that really means. That awkward pause? Gone. The conversation just keeps moving forward, which makes the agent feel way more agile, more present in the room, and ultimately, a lot more persuasive. And then there's this. A 70% increase in relevant, personalized recommendations. This is an absolute game changer. Suddenly, the agent isn't just a walking FAQ anymore. They're a strategic advisor, actively finding new ways to help the customer and add real value. It's a completely different role. And you can see the human impact right here. It wasn't just about the metrics. Sales team confidence absolutely skyrocketed. And guess what went up right along with it? Customer satisfaction. It just proves a really simple, powerful truth. When your team feels confident and empowered, your customers feel that exact same thing. So, look, this story isn't just about one company's success. It's way bigger than that. This really sets a new standard for the entire industry. It's a genuine glimpse into the future of sales and what real customer engagement is going to look like. Because at the end of the day, that's what this is all about. It's about empowering every single agent to perform like they're in the top 1% every single day. You're taking raw, messy data and turning it into a real conversation. You're turning information into actual insight. And that's how you build relationships that last. And that just leaves one final thought for you. You know, if you could just get rid of that hesitation, if you could empower every single person on your team with instant, perfect insight, what could an intelligent partner like this really do for your team, for your business?